Hello again, and it's great that you've joined us for this Me versus Maths tutorial on expanding double brackets. We've already covered expanding single brackets in previous tutorials, so if that's something you need to study first, then please check those tutorials out and then come back when you're ready. Okay, assuming you're already familiar with expanding single brackets, then we'll get underway. This is what we mean when we talk about double brackets. Two brackets right next to each other with nothing in between them. And you should already know that expanding involves multiplying. In the case of double brackets like this, it actually means multiply everything in the first bracket by everything in the second bracket. As previously, we can use branches to help us keep track of what we have to multiply. Firstly, we'll times this x by this x. X times x gives x squared. Next, we'll multiply the x in the first bracket by the other part of the second bracket, the plus 3. 3 times x is 3x, and this is positive, so we write plus 3x. Remember, we need to multiply the whole first bracket by the whole second bracket, so we also need to look at the plus 4. We have to multiply this 4 by the x in the second bracket, which will give us plus 4x. And finally, we need to multiply the positive 4 by the positive 3. 4 times 3 is 12, or plus 12 in this case. If we look back at the way this question was phrased, we were instructed to expand and simplify. The part we can simplify is here. We have 3x and another 4x, so altogether we have 7x, giving our final answer as x squared plus 7x plus 12. A common mistake here is to try and simplify the x squared plus 7x. You can't do this as simple x's are not the same as x squareds, so we can't collect those terms together. Let's do another. It's no more difficult, this one. Let's just do it nice and quickly to get the hang of exactly what's going on. So, x times x gives x squared. X times 9 gives 9x, or plus 9x. 5 times x plus 5x. And then finally, 5 times 9 is 45. Again, we can simplify this part, these two terms here that happen to be in the middle, so we can write our final solution as x squared plus 14x plus 45. Okay, a different looking example, and this kind of question can scare students off sometimes, but there's nothing to worry about, so let's get started. Branches again. A times a is a squared. Next, a times b. All we can do with that is write it as ab, and it's positive, so plus ab. Now we have b times a, which you may be tempted to write as ba. Write expressions like this in alphabetical order though if you can, as it will help us with something in just a moment. So instead of ba, I've written ab. And finally, b times b is b squared. Now we can simplify this part in the middle. If we hadn't written ba in alphabetical order, we might have missed that these two terms are actually the same. We have one ab and another ab, so altogether we have two ab's in our simplified answer of a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Right, this time we've got two negative signs to deal with instead of two positives. Let's see what difference that does and doesn't make. Firstly, you know very well by now that x times x is x squared. Next, we're multiplying the first x, which is positive, by minus 5. A positive times a negative is negative, and x times 5 is 5x. So the next part of our expanded expression will be minus 5x. Now we'll multiply minus 6 by x, which is minus 6x. And finally, we have to multiply the minus 5 by minus 6. Remember here, a negative times a negative gives a positive answer, so we actually get plus 30 at the end. Okay, we've expanded the brackets, but now we need to simplify our answer. As before, it's these two terms that we can write in a simpler way. Minus 5x minus 6x. You can get confused here if you have the rules for multiplication in your head. We're not using those now. Minus 5 minus 6. So we're 5 below 0 and we go down another 6. We'll get to minus 11. So this will simplify to x squared minus 11x plus 30. Okay, another sort of straightforward example then with negatives that we'll do quite quickly. X times x is x squared. X times minus 3 is minus 3x. Minus 11 times x is minus 11x. And minus 3 times minus 11 will give plus 33. Once more, we can tidy this part here. Minus 3x minus 11x, we start 3 below 0, we go down another 11, giving minus 14x, and there it is in our final solution. Our final problem for this tutorial is a bit of a banana skin. Lots and lots of students would give the same wrong answer to this question. Lots of them would put x squared plus 100, and maybe that's even what you were thinking looking at it now. Let's see why that's not the correct answer. If we're asked to square something, it means we times it by itself. So in this case, it means multiply x plus 10 by x plus 10. So let's write it out twice, like all the questions we've just been doing. Now let's expand. X times x is x squared. 10 times x, or x times 10, is 10x. X times 10 again, another 10x. And finally, 10 times 10 is 100. Let's tidy those two 10x's up. 10x plus 10x makes 20x. So our final answer will be x squared plus 20x plus 100. So the key to a question like this is to make sure you write it out in full as two brackets and then expand it as normal from there. Well done, you've survived this first tutorial on expanding double brackets, which is a very complicated topic. In the next one, we'll look at a few more examples, but specifically, we'll be looking at ones where the signs in the two brackets are different. I'd encourage you, as always, to explore the resources available on the website at meversusmaths.com. And if you have any questions, then please leave a comment and I'll help as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and as always, bye for now.